There's a lot going on in the league right now. I'm excited. I don't even really want to talk about my personal life much, although I do have a pretty insane story, and I'm a little nervous to share it. I teed it up with Pasha first. You guys will love this one. You guys might think I'm a complete fucking lunatic for the way I handle this.
That's old news.
Okay. Well, judge my my social skills on this one. So I go to do my Gateway Loop hike, as I normally do. I go hiking as a de-stressor. I go to work on my breathing, calm myself down, and just like an overall workout. I do certain paces. Sometimes I run at the start, but it's ultimately to get my mind right. So it's been a pretty crazy couple weeks, a lot of travel, a lot of doing this, a lot of doing that. So I get to the hike and I got to take a leak. I got my water bottle and it's called the Gateway Loop. I think I might have already mentioned that. It's about 5 miles. It was Saturday, so a little bit busy. So when I leave the car, like automatically I'm in my head going through my workout and how I want to approach it, whether I want to run the first little bit. This nasal breathing I've been starting to do. I have a horrible nose. Eventually going to get the Ryan Kessler surgery that he got to help his sleeping. But the nasal breathing definitely helps me as far as like getting my cardiovascular up, and it helps me sleep at night. So going to take my piss before the hike, I get in there. There's a guy on the right urinal. There's 3 urinals. So I whip out my horn, start the hose. This guy lets like the biggest fart go. I'm so in my head that I'm just thinking about my workout, still dialed in. Another guy walks in on the left. The guy on the right is still there, pissing. I don't know if he had stage fright, whatever it may be. Keep in mind, he's the one who ripped ass. So still in my own head, I finish my piss and I start grab my water bottle off the like where the sink was and start walking out. I forgot to wash my hands. This guy who ripped that fart goes, dude, wash your fucking hands. So just as it clued in,
dude. Bro.
Fuck
just
him.
Just as it clicked in, I'm like, oh, fuck. And I start washing my hands and he walks up. But when I turned back around the corner, I looked over to be like, first of all, who the fuck would have like said something like that? And he's like, he gives me the look around and like starts shaking his head while he's still at the piss. Then he walks up. I'm washing my hands and I look at him and I say, are you out of your fucking mind? And he's like, what? That's disgusting. Wash your hands. I said, are you out of your fucking mind? And then he's like, what? You turn around and wash your hands. I'm like, buddy, I'm about to go on a 5-mile hike in the desert, snotting all over myself, and you're fucking worried about me washing my hands? I ain't going out there to dab guys up. I'm going out there to snot on myself and get my fucking workout in. And then so he kind of kept holding his position on it. Bro, I'm washing my hands, flicking water in his face, saying, I say,
hoping he does something. How did you not bring up the fart he just dropped in your mouth?
Bro, I was on my heels so much, and I wanted to knock this guy's teeth out because I just would mind your own fucking business.
That's not what you need pre-workout, right?
That's buddy. I was thinking about it for half the hike, so I'm already rattled. I get out there. The guy who came in to the left was a biker guy, so he does the path with the bike, and he was waiting outside the door. He didn't wash his hands either. He just got the fuck out of the bathroom because we were both at the sinks going at it. And finally I walked out. He's like, oh, he goes, I thought somebody was going to come out sideways. And the way these places are built by these hikes, like you could hear everything. And there's like families around like looking at us when we walk out of the bathroom. I'm ready to kill this guy. And the biker guy had my back where he was like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? And of course, just an absolute Karen type character. He has his family with him. So I cooler heads prevail. I thought I said my piece by basically challenging him. I said, on the way out of the bathroom, I'm like, you're trying to shame me? He's like, for not washing my hands. He's like, I wasn't trying to shame you. I'm like, bro, I turn around the corner and you're scoffing at me, shaking your head because I didn't wash my hands before a 5-mile hike where I'm about to grind my cock off. Like, fuck you, you piece of shit. So sure enough, I figured, hey, I might see him as I come around because it's a loop. I pat myself on the back for this one. His kid says, hey, mister, as I'm walking by him. I didn't say a word. Buddy, the old man says, don't talk to him. And I wanted to teach him a lesson and pull his jersey overhead and just feed him some uppercuts because I feel like people get way too comfortable trying to tell strangers what to do in public. So I thought
what was his height and weight, Biz?
He was about
not that it
5.
matters because there's UFC killers who are little. It doesn't really matter, I guess. If you're a lunatic, you can beat up anyone. But what did he look like?
5'10", chunkster, love handles like going out of style.
That's
the old
dummying for you.
The old muffin top all around him. I probably could have done 3 full loops of this thing until he did one, because I basically met him at the start along the other side. So sometimes like I just feel like people just need to shut the fuck up and stay out of other people's business.
What the fuck does he care if you wash your hands? Like, doesn't make any sense.
I'm actually shocked that I didn't knock this guy's teeth out. So I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I didn't. And for those of you who would have knocked his teeth out, maybe try a little bit more hiking, a little bit more nasal breathing.
Biz, when you say bikers, you mean like Hell's Angels or like Greg LeMond?
No, they put their mountain bikes on and they go around because it's a big rock path, and you can go deeper. You can go deeper into the desert, but cooler heads prevailed.
Oh, that's good.
Take a couple deep breaths, flick some water in the guy's face, and I think that I got my point across.
If I'm taking a smash, I'm washing my hands every time. If I'm taking a piss, rarely, if ever, come at me if you want. I don't give a fuck. If it's a gross bathroom and it's one of those ones you actually have to flush on your own, I'm washing. But if I'm just touching my horn, unless there's piss all over my hand, which I'm an adult, so I probably shouldn't be peeing on myself, I'm walking right out of that bathroom. And if somebody said something to me like that, I'd be the guy to go at him and then get beat up like he's a lefty and pumps my eyes shut. Don't be telling me to wash my hands.
Seriously, huh?
I must have said, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" 40 times. And at the point where by the end of it, because he kept trying to push his point, I was yelling.
Oh, yeah.
I was in his face saying, "Are you out of your fucking mind?"
Gee, can you not picture this? How he gets angrier and angrier. I could totally see this entire scenario.
Yeah, he gets those killer eyes where he's just looking
the wires
through
cross. The wires cross.
As Tony Soprano calls them, Manson lamps, like fucking Charles Manson.
Okay, I like that. I like that term.
Manson lamps.
Anyway, that's all I had really going on this weekend. Had a nice Coyotes game hike as well. Yeah, just a nice relaxing
Murdered
hike.
a family.